Most business owners are using about 10% of Claude, and I can prove it in less than 30 seconds. Open Claude right now. Look at the left side of the screen. If you're not using projects, you're probably missing most of Claude's value, because every new chat starts from zero. Claude doesn't know your business, doesn't know your customers, your clients, your offers, your pricing, your writing style, or anything else about you and how you operate. So here's the first thing I want you to do. Click Projects, create a new project called My Business, and start uploading your homepage info, your main service page, your best sales page, one client proposal, and 2 or 3 emails you've written. That's it. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to turn Claude from a chatbot into a business assistant that actually knows your company. And that's where the other 90% lives. So you got to build your business brain. And here's the biggest mistake most people make. Every time they open Claude, they're introducing themselves all over again. Claude doesn't know who they are, what they sell, who they serve, and how to position themselves and how you communicate. So what happens? You get generic answers, not because Claude is bad, but because Claude has no context. Think about hiring a new employee. If they walked into your business on day one and knew absolutely nothing about your company, their work would be generic too. The solution is simple. Stop making Claude start from scratch. Create a dedicated project for your business and load it with the information that matters. Add your website, as I said, your service descriptions, your pricing information, your ideal customer profile, your avatar, your frequently asked questions, and your best sales material. For me, I have information about my agency, the types of clients we serve, our offers, our positioning, and even examples of previous work. So now when I ask Claude to write a sales email, create a webinar outline, review a proposal, or generate marketing ideas even, it already knows the business, and it's almost like it's working from the inside. And this one change alone will improve everything that Claude produces. Here's the 5 files that you want to look at. Smart business owners show Claude what good looks like. Here are the 5 that you should upload to your business project. First, your best sales page. Second, your best email. Third, your proposal you've sent to a client. Fourth, a customer avatar document. Fifth, a webinar script, a video transcript, or a piece of content that sounds like you. Why does this matter? Because Claude learns from your examples. If you give it generic instructions, you'll get generic output. If you give it great examples, you'll get dramatically better results. The biggest mistake I see is people looking for magical prompts. The people getting best results aren't using magical prompts. They're giving really Claude better information. Claude can't read your mind, but it can learn from your examples, and the better your examples, the better the output. So stop asking questions. Start assigning jobs. I talk a lot about this in my recent videos, and this is the biggest mindset shift in the entire video. Most people use Claude like a vending machine. A question goes in and an answer comes out. Then another question goes in and another answer comes out. That's useful, but it's not leverage. Smart business owners, they think differently. They don't ask Claude questions, they assign responsibilities. For example, every week Claude helps me generate YouTube video ideas, create LinkedIn content, review marketing campaigns, and analyzing landing pages. It helps brainstorm offers that we're making and draft client communications. And those aren't questions, those are responsibilities. So think about your own business. What do you do every single week? Maybe it's client follow-up, proposal writing, meeting summaries, content creation, research, or planning. Those are recurring jobs, and you can assign Claude those jobs. When you stop asking random questions and start assigning recurring responsibilities, Claude becomes dramatically more valuable. You're no longer using it as a tool, you're using it as a team member, part of your staff. So, here's the weekly marketing workflow. I'll give you a practical example. Let's say I record a webinar. Most business owners would stop there. So here's what I do. I upload the webinar transcript into Claude. Then I ask it to create a blog post, create a LinkedIn post, create an email, create a YouTube outline, and create 3 social media posts. Now, one piece of content becomes 5, and it takes minutes instead of hours. You can do the same thing with client calls, podcast interviews, presentations, workshop, training sessions, or internal meetings. This is where the time savings become real, not because Claude wrote one thing, because Claude multiplied the value of work you've already done. So one asset becomes multiple assets. 1 hour of effort becomes several hours of output. Now keep in mind, you don't want to slap this out here. You need to edit, modify, and then publish. And here's the most useful prompt that I use. It's really based on a simple question, but I ask, based on everything you know about my business, what is the highest leverage task I should focus on today? That's it. And now, because Claude understands my business context, my offers, my audience, the history, and my goals, it can often identify opportunities I haven't considered, or perhaps elevate one that I'd been thinking about. And sometimes it could be a content opportunity, sometimes it's a sales opportunity, and sometimes it might even be a bottleneck in a process that I'm dealing with. So sometimes it's a follow-up also that I literally forgot about. Now, you should have a CRM to do this, but I'm giving you examples here. And this is where Claude starts feeling less like software and more like a strategic advisor, a partner in that sense. And that's a completely different experience from asking random questions all day long. So in conclusion, let's bring this all together. Most business owners, coaches, consultants, executives using Claude, they're treating it like Google. The people getting the biggest results, however, are using Claude like an employee. They stop making it start from scratch. They train it using real examples. They assign it recurring responsibilities, and they build systems around it. And they give it access to information that it needs to do meaningful work. And that's the difference between using 10% of Claude and unlocking the other 90%. If you've only been using Claude as a chatbot up till now, then start with one thing. As I mentioned from the top, create a project, call it My Business. Upload those 5 files, and you will see difference almost immediately. So, if this video was helpful, subscribe. I love to hear from you. I create practical AI content for business owners who want results, not hype. And in the comments, tell me which part you'd like me to break down further. I can do that in a much more step-by-step tutorial next. So I want to thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and go take action today.